Today we're flying Delta's Boeing 737-900 from sunny skies straight into a massive snowstorm. Join me as we kick off the journey from Atlanta Airport, where I'll be reviewing Delta's Economy Class in the main cabin. From seat comfort to in-flight service and even landing in some wild winter conditions, this is an honest look at what Delta has to offer. Good morning from the ATL. Today we're going to be traveling to Cleveland and reviewing Delta Airlines Boeing 737-900 in main cabin. We'll begin our journey from Atlanta aboard Delta's Boeing 737-900 in main cabin, covering over 550 miles through a blizzard to reach Cleveland. Since the other lounges had a wait time, I decided to stop by Terminal F to check out the Club Lounge and grab some food and drinks before my flight. Keep in mind that access to this lounge requires a priority pass card, as it's not included with Delta's Economy Class ticket. The lounge offered a good amount of seating options, ranging from comfortable chairs to more private spots, along with a fully stocked bar, a well-equipped business center for those who need to get some work done, and restroom facilities which even included a shower. I decided to grab a seat next to the window, which overlooks the tarmac, and you can even catch some great views of the planes here. So just arrived to the Club Lounge here in Terminal F, which is the international departures. Apparently there's a big winter storm happening over in Cleveland, Ohio, so I'm curious to see how that's going to be once we land over there. But they're expecting about 2 to 3 feet of snow, which is a lot. So should be an interesting flight. So I just pulled up the weather app, and the severity of this storm is extreme, with wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour, with conditions expecting to last until tomorrow at 4 a.m. With just an hour left until boarding, I decided to grab a cocktail at the bar and a quick bite before my flight. So I got some potatoes, some watermelon, some chocolate chips, and peaches as well. Since I'm in Georgia, I gotta have peaches. And I also got a spiked citrus cooler, which is complimentary from the bar, which was the recommended drink from the server. Curious to see what it tastes like. And now time to taste the spiked citrus cooler. It's pretty good. I definitely like it. Potatoes are just fine. They're not the greatest. They're not the worst, but they're just fine. Unfortunately, the food wasn't the best and lacked variety, which was quite disappointing. Nonetheless, it was time to leave the lounge, take the train, and catch my flight on Delta's Boeing 737-900 to Cleveland. So a flight will be departing from Terminal B, and currently I'm in Terminal F, the International Departures Terminal. So we're going to be taking the train next to get to Terminal B. Being that Atlanta Airport is one of the busiest airports globally, I do find it relatively easy to navigate. To get from Terminal F to B, I'll be taking the train, which is typically accessible by heading down the escalators to the underground level, which makes getting around pretty straightforward. Have you ever flown through Atlanta Airport? Let me know your experience with the airport in the comments below.
Welcome aboard the plane train. Please hold on. This train is departing.
As I arrived to the gate, the aircraft taking me over to Cleveland is this 11-year-old Boeing 737-900 formerly operated by the Lion Air Group. The first 3 rows are first class, arranged in a 2-2 configuration, followed by a single row of Comfort Plus. The rest of the cabin is economy class, where I'll be seated in 26A for this flight. It was then time to board, leaving the warm weather behind for a forecast of heavy snow ahead. Just got seated in 26A, and here's the view.
First impression of the seat so far, it's obviously comfy. The legroom is decent for an economy flight. There's also in-flight entertainment, which is a plus, as well as free Wi-Fi if you're a Sky Miles member. So one thing I do love about Delta is that they play boarding music when boarding the aircraft. That's something that many US carriers do not do when you're boarding the aircraft, so it's a nice touch.
The flight crew came around handing out wired headphones to use for the in-flight entertainment system on board. I do like Delta's in-flight entertainment as it offers a decent selection of movies, TV shows, and my personal favorite, live TV. You will also find a flight tracker which showcases the plane's current location on the map. I also decided to test out the in-flight Wi-Fi to see what the speeds were like, which were pretty fast. But keep in mind that speeds can vary from flight to flight.
Devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear.
As we began taxiing, I opened flight radar to track the plane and get a sense of the current air traffic at Atlanta Airport. We experienced a brief wait as other planes landed and took off, and it got me thinking, do you track your flights too? Let me know in the comments below. Takeoff was fairly smooth, and I decided to turn my attention on exploring the economy seat on Delta 737 aircraft. Overall, the seat was comfortable but lacked an adjustable headrest. Instead, it featured a fixed headrest with generous padding. Notably, this particular aircraft was formerly part of Lion Air's fleet, which explains a slightly different seat type. It's also more noticeable if sitting in first class. You will also find the seat recline button on the armrest, which gave me a couple of extra inches of recline. In the seatback pocket, you will find your standard barf bag and the aircraft safety card, which was in pretty good condition. Under the TV screen, you will also find your USB port and a headset port as well for your headphones. The snack and drink service started fairly quickly, but it would take some time for the flight crew to make their way over to row 26.
So I've been reading online that there are many flight cancellations and delays heading into Cleveland International Airport, and we're one of the flights that is not canceled or delayed, so I'm very curious to see what the conditions are over there once we touch down.
It wasn't long until the snack and drink service made its way over to row 26.
So flight crew just came by with snack and drink orders. So they had 4 choices for snacks, and the choices were cookies, granola bar, chips, or pretzel mix. And I went with the pretzel mix that you see here. And I also got a coffee as well. We're about to begin our descent into Cleveland, and I do not see any snow so far, but that's going to be changing very quickly. I just did some research on the current weather for Cleveland International Airport, and the current wind gusts are at 26 miles per hour at a crosswind, so it should be very interesting landing.
As the flight was getting close to its destination, I decided to check out flight radar as cloud cover was starting to build up. So the overall flight has been pretty good. The crew here is very friendly and welcoming. Overall, pretty good experience with Delta so far. As the plane began its descent into Cleveland, the crew made one final pass to collect any remaining trash, and it was then time to take in the views from above. We have officially entered the snow. It was a total whiteout on the ground, which was a good reminder to appreciate the comfort of air travel even in harsh weather conditions. The landing gear just went down and we're about to land, but the visibility so far is not the greatest. windy conditions present, the landing overall was pretty solid, though trading sunshine for snow, cold, and wind wasn't exactly ideal. Overall, it was a good flight with friendly and welcoming staff, making the experience enjoyable despite the weather.
And that should conclude the review of Delta Airlines Boeing 737-900 in main cabin economy class. If you guys found this video helpful and useful, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it and help the channel out. Until next time, peace out.